It's Kenny's Audiophile Record Reviews. Thank you very much as always for viewing my videos. Please like and subscribe. Please hit that thumbs up button. That'll get my videos out to a wider audience. I really appreciate it. In this video, I'm going to review 3 jazz CDs, and they're very different. Both of them present a different direction in jazz. So you definitely want to watch the entire video because each one presents an element of jazz that's actually absolutely spectacular and beautiful in my opinion. And I'm going to start with this one. This CD, Lush Life, John Coltrane. Originally released on LP format in 1961, it was recorded in 1957 and 1958. This CD features on tracks, I'll go with the main tracks, John Coltrane tenor sax, Donald Byrd trumpet on track 4, Red Garland piano, Paul Chambers bass, Louis Hayes drums on track 4, Albert Tootie Heath drums track 5, Earl May bass tracks 1 through 3, Arthur Taylor drums tracks 1 through 3. I'll show you these song listings. And those of you who may not be into the more dramatic and the more a little bit way out there performances on A Love Supreme, although I love A Love Supreme, I think it's the greatest jazz album of all time. And you think that one is just too out there in terms of a performance, I think you might like this performance of John Coltrane because it's more of a laid-back approach to jazz. Again, this was recorded in 1957, 1958. And those of you who love tenor saxophone as a jazz instrument, I think you will really like and love the performances of John Coltrane on this CD. Now, this is a mono recording. And John Coltrane, it's just the type of recording, like I said, if you love tenor saxophone, you can just sit back and listen to the beauty and the intricate and the delicate at the same time play of John Coltrane on this spectacular performance on this CD. He's backed incredibly well by the backing musicians, like on the song Lush Life. There are great solos by John Coltrane, Donald Byrd, and Red Garland on the song Lush Life. And the song I Love You, at least I think that's a song. I love the drum intro on that song and just a beauty overall play of John Coltrane on that particular piece. It's a 5-track album, and like I said, the performance on this album or this CD, it's a beautiful case study in terms of the tenor sax as an instrument, in my opinion, where John Coltrane is just beautiful. That's the best way I can describe it. He's just simply beautiful on this album or CD, Lush Life. I know this was reissued on several formats. I believe it was Craft Recordings who came out with a limited edition one-step of this one. I think it goes for like $200 and up. I'm assuming the original pressings might sell for crazy money. This CD, the performance is a 9.5. This is recorded by Rudy Van Gelder, recorded in Hackensack, New Jersey. Rudy Van Gelder as the engineer. Again, this is a mono recording with this mono recording, the stereo sound field is a little bit smaller than some other mono recordings I've listened to in the past with John Coltrane up front, but you can hear each instrument very well in a mono sound space as far as I'm concerned. I listen to mine on my Sony XA9000ES Super Audio CD player that plays CDs, but the digital output went to my DAC, which is a Denafrips Pontus 15th edition DAC. It sounds quite good. I get the sound of 8.5, the performance of 9.5. Like I said, you can hear each instrument fairly well in the mono sound space. Lush Life, John Coltrane, performance 9.5, sound at 8.5 in that mono recording. But the next one I'm going to present is a live recording. It is a greatly different from this one. This is Jimmy Smith. The name of the CD is Root Down, Jimmy Smith Live. This recorded live in Los Angeles, live at the Bombay Bicycle Club in Los Angeles. It was issued in 1972. This CD, I believe, was issued in the year 2000 on the Verve by Request series label. Now, this has been reissued by Analog Productions Acoustic Sounds as part of the Verve by Request series, or part of their Verve series, I should say. But I must tell you this, and I'm showing you the song listing real quick, and I hope it comes out. And I'm going to tell you a very important point. Now, this CD contains 1, 2, 3 unedited versions of the songs, whereas on the LP format, they are more condensed versions of the songs, I should say. And that is an advantage of CD over LP in that, although I think LP sound better, the CDs can retain the original recordings intact, where the LP format, each side is limited in space, so they have to condense some of the songs. The songs on here, like I said, 3 of them are unedited performance, and that is the beauty of the CD. This CD features Jimmy Smith organ, Steve Williams harmonica on track 3 only, Arthur Adams guitar, Wilton Felder bass, Buck Clayton congas, Paul Humphrey drums. And for a live album, and this is a jazz funk album, that's what this is, and this sounds exceptionally great. Listen to the song. The first song is called Sag Suitin' His Arrow, and that is a sensational jazz funk groove as far as I'm concerned. Those of you in the jazz funk, you just definitely want to check this out. And there's a song on here called After Hours, which reminds me of vintage old school, 1960s Jimmy Smith in terms of his play on the song After Hours. This is a sensational live recording, live performance by Jimmy Smith. The audience comes across fairly well, and the performance is very invigorating and engaged, and they're in the moment on this jazz funk performance. Maybe less than jazz fusion, but I'm calling it jazz funk as far as I'm concerned. Maybe a little bit of jazz soul. 9.5 in performance. This is a very enthusiastic, very engaged performance by Jimmy Smith and his spectacular crew. I know the bass by Wilton Felder and Arthur Adams on the guitar, they played exceptionally well on the CD as well. Performance 8.5, the sound a 9. No, performance a 9.5, the sound a 9, because I think this sounds fairly good for a CD, and the stereo sound field is quite wide. I think Jimmy Smith was probably in the left speaker, maybe on the inner edge of the left speaker, and maybe the guitar was on the right speaker, the drums was maybe from the center to the right speaker, the bass might have been around the center. Very nice performance, very nice recording. I can't say enough great things about this CD. I did my previous video was my top 5 jazz, soul, jazz, funk albums. I should have mentioned this as an honorable mention, I should say. That's how great this performance is by Jimmy Smith. Check it out on YouTube. Now, the last one I'm going to mention is quite different from the previous one, and this is called Look to the Rainbow, Astrud Gilberto, arranged and conducted by Gil Evans, a collaboration between Astrud Gilberto and Gil Evans, issued in 1966 on Verve Records. This album, I'll show you the track listing. I don't know if it's going to come out. I must say, I think the last 5 tracks are from a previous album, at least on the CD version. Tracks 12 through 17 are from the album A Certain Smile, A Certain Sadness. Astrud Gilberto and Walter Wanderley, the great Brazilian organist and piano player. So they included 5 tracks from this album on the CD. And I must say, I'm going to get to the sound first, and I'm going to get to the performance. I had this album on LP format, and I have to say that the LP format, the sound is more warm, it's more detailed. You hear the intimate nuances of Astrud Gilberto's voice better. You hear the arranging and conducting of the band or orchestra by Gil Evans better. It's more dialed in and pristine on the LP format as far as I'm concerned, where comparatively the CD is a little bit more, instead of warm, it's a little bit more thin in nature. and you don't hear the intimate details of Astrud Gilberto's voice as you do on the LP format. I have to say that up front. And I will give the CD, in terms of sound, maybe between an 8 and an 8.5, where the LP format is in the 9 range. But the performance on this album is very good by Astrud Gilberto and Gil Evans. Now, it's not a Gil Evans performance like Miles Davis, Porgy and Bess, or Sketches of Spain, but it's very good. And Gil Evans complements the voice of Astrud Gilberto very well on these performances on the CD. Some of my favorite songs on the CD is Once Upon a Summertime. Astrud Gilberto gives a beautiful performance on that song, and also the song I Will Wait For You is very good, as far as I'm concerned. And the song Berimbau is good. I think I mentioned I Will Wait For You, the Michel Legrand composition. But overall, the teaming of Astrud Gilberto and Gil Evans comes across quite well as far as I'm concerned. I'm giving the performance probably an 8.5 on this Astrud Gilberto CD. Overall, it comes across very well. But like I say, I prefer the LP over the CD, if I'm being honest. 8.5 in sound, 8.5 in performance, where the sound on LP is more like in the 9 range as far as I'm concerned. Please check those CDs out and leave your comments in the comment section below if you have those CDs. And I have to say, there are some Amazon affiliate links in the description below for some products for sale. I get a commission for the sale of those products. That'll help me buy material to present my videos. But even if you don't buy those, the items that are listed in the links below, and go through those links to Amazon and do your holiday shopping through those links, I'll still get a commission for that sale, just as long as you go through those links to Amazon and do all your purchasing. Please tell your family, friends, and loved ones to go through those links in Kenny's Audiophile record reviews to Amazon and buy anything they want. And as long as you go through the links, I get a commission for that sale. And also there's a PayPal donation link in the description below. Those donations will go towards me buying albums and CDs to present my videos. Thank you for that consideration. Thank you very much for viewing this video. Please leave your comments in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. God bless, strong love. And more important than the music, let's keep the peace worldwide.